We're not afraid to make strong girls. We're not afraid of girls being fierce, and that's what drew me here, and I think that's what makes Porter stand out.
I think it's particularly meaningful because we have girls from all over the world and from just every background and experience that you can imagine. And so for us to have this common, unique Miss Porter's experience right from the get-go helps everybody feel like they belong.
The reason I love Porter so much is I was able to find my voice. Being surrounded by strong, independent females, both your peers and teachers, it really gives you role models to look up to, whereas at my old school, the boys always had the leader, like they were always class president, and at Porter's, you're given so many opportunities to be in places of leadership and lead the community in so many different ways.
So many schools or throw out the word environment without giving any substance towards it. And Miss Porter's, I look at it as dynamic, fun and challenging. It's dynamic in that the evolution of what we do, trying to be innovators. We're trying to mirror that college and professional scene as best that we can. It has to be challenging so that you can maximize your potential.
Miss Porter's has definitely helped me become comfortable with being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Not just like academically with workload, but also just the topics we discuss in class. I feel like that's just what the world is like, and I think it's really great that we're able to have those discussions.
I've definitely become a better person since I've come here. I've grown as an individual so much. My values have grown and my values have changed. I'm the same person I was when I came here, but I'm also pretty different.
I think each person would describe it differently, which I think that's what makes our community so great, because there's a place for everyone. Every mindset. There's room for athletes, musicians, artists, everyone, and they still come together as a community.
What better time than now to give the students a global perspective with COVID and some of the racial unrest and some of the political unrest that's going on. This is a real moment of reckoning. And so what I wanted was a place that really emphasized that global perspective, and I can do that because my girls are coming from all over the world. You know, I can have a conversation where a girl from Saudi Arabia is in the classroom with a girl from China is in the classroom with a girl from Georgia and a teacher from Memphis, right? Where else are you going to get that kind of cultural diversity, but also the intellectual diversity that it brings?
I teach an advanced interdisciplinary seminar in philosophy called The Good Life. One student in that class that I particularly remember being inspired by just the strength of her intellect and how well read she was, but most importantly, her willingness to challenge me, both in terms of ideas that I would present to the class, even to challenge the way I was teaching. I remember her telling me at times that I was talking too much and that I needed to give more airtime for the girls. And that happens. I get excited about philosophy. I get going and sharing ideas with the girls, but I just thought, you know, this is exactly what we want to see, is young women who are ready to not just ask questions and to probe ideas, but to stand up and tell people what they think is right and be willing to challenge authority.
Our call to action has been, we prepare young women to be informed, bold, resourceful, ethical global citizens prepared to shape a changing world. Today, we must prepare our girls to shape a world that must be changed.
At Porter's, we have something called intermission, which is 2 weeks in the winter where we stop having academic classes and instead focus on one goal. So for junior year, we traveled to a country of our choice, and I went to Vietnam.
We believe so fully in our mission that we're going to graduate girls who are going to be bold, ethical global citizens who are going to shape a changing world, that we literally send them out into the world so that they can begin to do that, and we start to equip them with the skills to do that.
Usually the juniors would get to go abroad, and that would be like an international experience, and the seniors would do like an internship, and that would help them to get like real life work experience to help them later in the changing world.
Through the Institute for Global Education here at Miss Porter's school, we offer girls an incredible opportunity to go out and see the world. It's free for all 11th graders, free to them and their families. It's a graduation requirement, and it's unique in that there are very few, if any, schools that offer this sort of opportunity, and the feedback is just incredible.
It was an amazing opportunity because I think I would never have otherwise traveled to Vietnam. And we were lucky we were there during one of their holiest times. Tet is their really holy holiday, so they shared all their traditions with us. And I was just able to learn so many things that I would otherwise never have heard about or known because I'm not that familiar with the Vietnamese culture, but now I can say that I've learned a lot about it. And I think spending a time in another country is really rewarding, especially when you have someone that's from there to show you around.
I am thrilled about the fact that we have an opportunity to encourage girls to be creative problem solvers. It's really, I think, imperative for girls to question what they have known before and to think about what could be different in the future. And I think as an institution, as a school, Miss Porter's really encourages that. We see that every day. Girls have become adaptable. And that's going to be required for the future.
Really the special thing about the students here is that they are interested in trying things. So our students are those who attend conservatories, and our students are also those who pick up the bass guitar their senior year because they're just interested in trying something new, and they're not afraid to kind of step out into a new identity.
What Porter's has done in my life is especially important in the dorm life. The little moments in the dorm that make me think of home just because of how close I've gotten with my friends in the dorm. So every night we hang out and watch movies and just spend a lot of time with each other.
When I think about Porter's, I think of the little things that make it special, like getting ice cream at the Daisy at 10 p.m. after studying with my friends in the library. And cheering on my friends at swim meets, big swim meets against other schools. And when we won Founders League, that was a really special moment for all of us.
Since coming to Porter's, I feel like I've definitely developed my people skills. I've met so many people and I've gotten the experience to listen to different perspectives and personalities, and I've just learned a lot just from being with all these people.
It's such a beautiful thing to be in classrooms where you all have different identities, experiences, and backgrounds, but they all come together to create such a unique community. And we're able to learn from each other's different cultures and where we all come from, and it creates diversity of thought, which I think is so important.
What I want for them is to feel safe and to feel that their identities are seen across all identities. Whether it's racial identity, religious identity, I want girls to feel safe here to really thrive as themselves and who they are.
People know that being in a diverse environment and having a diverse community prepares students better, more fully for life.
We preach and practice a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset where there's room for complacency, a growth mindset. And that's what allows our community to come together under one brush, and it's persistence over perfection in what we look at. Whether it's in the classroom, whether it's in front of a canvas, whether it's on the field, the courts, wherever, it is persistence over perfection.
I have boys in boarding school, and I know what it means and how it feels to turn the day-to-day, the education, the life, the learning, the living over to somebody else. I think about that every day, and as a mother as well as an educator. I'm also super competitive, and I want to win. And I want to win not just on the playing field, but I want to win in the sense that I want each girl to walk across that stage, and for me to be able to do that mental accounting for her experience here at school. And it's very personal, and it's also very general. We know that we want them to be informed, to be bold, to be resourceful, to be ethical global citizens. And each day, each girl hopefully grows a bit in one or the other of those areas, so that when they walk across that stage, as different as she might be and as unique as her experience, that we can say we're working with girls who believe in the future and are going to do the work that's necessary and exciting.
In a world where sometimes girls are taught to be shrinking violenced, that their opinion doesn't matter as much as other people. Here at Porter's, we say, your opinion comes first, your opinion matters to us, and what you're going to do with that opinion in the wider world is really important to us as well. And so that's what drew me to Porter's, and I think that's what makes this campus and these girls so unique.